You did not lose your confidence. You learned to hide it from people who punished you for being confident. Boom. You walked in the rooms as if you owned it. You used to. You had energy. You command the room. You had opinion. You had points of view. And then all of a sudden that slowed down. Somewhere along the line between your first leadership role and this role, you started editing yourself. You started reading the room differently. Maybe you got a look. Maybe you got a stare. You started softening your delivery. You started waiting to see which way you should go. And then you started negotiating your leadership identity. And what happened is you began to tell yourself that was growth, that was maturity. But at this level, I beg to differ. At your level of leadership, it's not about growth and or maturity. It's now how you survive at this level of leadership. Welcome back to your favorite series. You finally made it to leadership. You better work it. And in this particular post, I want you to stop shrinking. That is not growth. That's not maturity. I'm going to tell you what nobody else will tell you to your face. That is a trauma response and or conditioning. And I like to call it corporate conditioning. So maybe it was a look. Maybe it was what someone said. Your environment has punished you once, maybe twice, maybe a dozen times for being fully you, the authentic you that stepped into that role some time ago. And then all of a sudden you decided to pull back. And as you pulled back, you became quieter and you began to shrink, which meant you now hesitate on being fully committed to who you are as a leader. And now that your nervous system has learned that, it will not allow you to be fully present in being your authentic self. It has learned that your authentic self is now dangerous. Here's what's going to happen. Here's the problem. That version of you that is shrinking back and that's hiding, that is the full version of you that they want in your leadership. That is what they hired you for in that role, and yet you continue to shrink back. The version of you that you've been hiding, guess what? That is the version of you that actually gets you to the next role. That is the version of you that gets you visible. That is the version of you that we are all waiting for so that we can know and understand truly who you are as a leader. It's called leadership identity. The edited version of you, the safe version, that version is invisible, and invisible leaders do not get promoted, they get maintained. To be clear, you're not broken. You were never broken. You were just running someone else's program in that body of yours. I work with directors and VPs exactly at this inflection point. This work does not take years. It simply takes the right coach and the right work. If you want more, the executive identity audit is where you and I actually talk about exactly what's missing in your leadership and then how we're going to rebuild it. Do not get waitlisted. I'll see you there. Happy leading.